Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today is Monday, November 7th, 2022. I am Solid Blue Sister, and this is My Turn to Talk. Hey, Shelby, welcome. Welcome. Hope you had a good weekend. I hope everyone had a good weekend. It is another beautiful day here in kind of cool, rainy Southern California, but it's still a good day. I see you're number one today, Shelby. Oh boy. And for anyone listening over on any other streaming apps, Twitch, Spotify, wherever you get your YouTube, wherever you get your streaming from, welcome. Yay, she says. Hey, Frankie. Hello. OJ, welcome. It's been a minute. Welcome back. It is Solid Blue Sister, My Turn to Talk, or My Turn to Talk, Solid Blue Sister. Either one will come up. Blunt Ninja, welcome. Hey, Minnesota. Okay, and as you guys know, I am playing my entire intro song and taking you guys out with a different song every day. So welcome. Happy Monday. And it's been a good Monday for me. I hope it's been a good Monday so far for you. OJ's probably Tuesday morning there, I do believe. Anyway, guys, today I want to talk about men. And OJ, right now, you're the only male here. So until you get some backup, listen to what I'm going to say now. If you took away men, oops, if you took away men, and would there be so much violence in the world? You have a lot of men talking about feminists, with everything that's going on. And I was just thinking, what would happen if there were no men? Would we still have wars? Would we still have the amount of violence that we have? And it's funny because if a woman joins the military, a man more than likely would say, woman doesn't belong in the military. She should be at home. She should be doing this. She should be doing that. We're the providers, whatever. But men are mostly in the military, so they're killing each other. So no matter what country you're from or whatever, men are the ones who, in my opinion, start wars. You look at the way the world has progressed over the centuries. You look at where once you had green land, trees, animals roaming, whatever. Who are the people? I mean, yes, it was humans, but who are the people who were mostly responsible for making decisions to put up that shopping mall? Or we're going to, you know, uh, clear out this forest, which means you're killing a lot of animals. A lot of animals are losing their home, their habitats. It's usually men. Again, my opinion. So, what would happen if you were to take man, meaning men, not humans, men, and we just, if they weren't part of this, if they weren't part of society, would the world get better? Would you see less wars? Would you see, people getting along better? So that's just my question. So anybody want to push back on me? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me my opinion is wrong. I mean, one could argue that if we didn't have men, we wouldn't have women. If you believe in the Bible, woman came from man. If you believe that. But what if the world were just full of women? Would it be different? Some people say women are so emotional. You shouldn't be so emotional, whatever. Maybe emotions are what we need more. Would this be a better world? Anybody? 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 Okay, I'll just keep talking. So if we had presidents and prime ministers and queens, would it be better? If Shelby says, but there are some women that can show no emotion. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And OJ says, with due respect to the ladies here and in general, women folk usually snitch and fight amongst themselves. On a bigger picture, men are generally the ones who do the heavy and laborious work jobs. Okay, I was going to get around to that. OJ, you have a very good point. Women can be very, very catty. Absolutely. Women can fight and they can snarl at each other. They can do all of that. Absolutely. Absolutely. And as Shelby says, there are some women that can show no emotion. You're right. But OJ, even with those women who are, fighting amongst themselves, how close to war do you think that we would get? Because I find it funny the way men always say, before women have the right to vote, oh, women shouldn't vote, women shouldn't, work, women shouldn't do this, women shouldn't do that. But yet men, y'all been voting and running the world since the beginning of time. And look at where we are. So I'm just saying, what if? And Shelby, and then on the emotion side, you are right. There are some women that can show no emotion. But my point was that men usually say women are too emotional. They make decisions with their emotions. And I'm just saying, maybe that's better. Maybe you do need emotions. Um, and then addressing what OJ said about men are generally the ones who do the heavy and laborious work. You are right. But that doesn't mean that women can't. It may take them or take us a little longer. But it doesn't mean that we can't. Women can build houses. Women can work in metal shops. I mean, women can do a lot of things. OJ says regarding wars, it's again, men are the ones in the front line since it's again, okay, but yes, men are in the front lines, but men are the ones who are creating wars. So we have wars if women were in charge. Let's say men are still here, but women are the ones that were in charge. Would we even have wars? Would women talk it out more so and try to find a solution before they start bombing someone? So, and OJ says, moreover, the wars are created amongst the leaders of two neighboring countries. Right. Absolutely. Which are generally men. So that's my point. So if women were the leaders of countries, where would we be? Yes, you have some women who are selfish and greedy and what have you. I look at what was her name in the Philippines? Imelda Marcos. You look at women like that, then absolutely that would be a disaster. But overall, if women were the leaders of the countries, would we be in the state that we're in now? Shelby says, yes, we would still have wars because women would gossip and talk about the other. Okay, but Shelby, would it be okay? So Shelby, tell me this: what's the difference between? And I'm assuming you're talking about amongst leaders. So, what are you gossiping and talking about that would lead to a war? Is when you use the word gossip, what type of gossip are you going to say that would cause me to want to go to war with you? Hey, Shorty, welcome. Welcome. So, what could I possibly say to you that would cause a war? That I would literally want to tell people, we're going to war with Shelby, because she's gossiping about me. I mean, I'm just asking. Hey, filthy breakfast, welcome. See, OJ says opposite side of Marcos is the president of Bangladesh. The lady is extremely composed. Yes, she is. It could be about how they run their country. Okay. So, but Shelby, war to me, when you look at all the wars that have happened over time, most of it is over greed. Most of it is, I want your land. I want your oil. I want this. I want that. Is usually over greed. And women are greedy, absolutely. But are they on the same level as men? I don't mean same level in terms of equality. I'm saying, I guess, for lack of a better way of saying it, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Are greedy women worse than greedy men? Meaning, would women be so greedy that we would cause a war? And once again, men always say that women need to do this and should do this, and there are some men who think that women should stay in their place, whatever their place is, whatever that means. But look at where we are. Look at where we are. Look at where this world is. Look at, through time, the destruction that has happened with men in charge. Hey, Woody, welcome. And Anima, welcome. So Shelby says, yes, women can be gold diggers. Okay, OJ, no. What are you saying no to? Because I kind of said a lot there. What are you saying no to? Are you saying that women are you saying no to when I said women can be less greedy than men, or what is your no to? Let's see. Everyone else is liking the show. Thank you very much. I mean, once again, when I just look around at everything that's going on now and throughout history, a lot of the cruelty, a lot of the violence, a lot of the greed has come from men. Okay, OJ says men's greed is mainly located within himself and his close associates, whereas women leaders' greed is getting a larger wardrobe. Example, Marcos and Putin. Oh, okay, but will that wanting a larger wardrobe, is that going to lead to war? Hey, the only crazy lady, welcome. I mean, is that going to lead to war? Was Imelda Marcos, are you going to start a war with her because she had, 10,000 pair of shoes or whatever she had? Whereas with men, it's usually, I want your country. I mean, if a woman was in charge of China right now, would China be a different place? And you look throughout history, some of the best rulers of China, way back when they, had their empires and stuff, the best ones were women. And some of the worst rulers of China were men. So again, if you took men out of the picture and put a woman there, would things be better? Okay, and women leaders hardly lead to wars, okay? Okay, and Crazy Lady says, I would think that we would not be that petty. I'm assuming about the shoes. I hope not. OJ says, accepting Indira Gandhi, who went on war liberating Bangladesh, and Crazy Lady says, no women are less likely to war, cost too much. I mean, and what you're saying, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. Welcome, Priscilla. Shelby, welcome.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
My question is, when time began, like in England, and the surrounding countries, and say like Anne Boleyn, and she was queen, and she pushed King Arthur to go to war. Was that not only because the church wanted them to go and get more land?
If I recall my English history, a lot of the wars that were in England were because of the church. The church was responsible. So
Okay, so did she also agree with the church?
I would say that she did.
Okay, so I agree with the fact that women can also be just as greedy about land and wars as men.
And I agree with you 100% there. But also, how many women are like that where we have so many wars if women were in charge throughout history? We have so many wars. Would we have, I mean, and I'm not trying to be funny here, guys. I'm serious. Would we have so many shopping malls? Would we have so many, every time you turn around, there's land instead of putting a park there or something, you got to build something. And then people complain that you have, coyotes are, they're eating our animals and they're doing this. But I mean, if women were in charge, would we be building so much? Would we be preserving as opposed to destroying? So Shelby, I agree with what you're saying, but will we have less destruction?
Destruction. That's a catch-22.
But again, if you look at the Bible, Eve was the one that tempted Adam.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, there's pros and cons to both men and women. But again, just looking through history and looking through what has gone on in the past and what's even going on now. Again, if Russia was run by a woman, would the Ukraine be in the situation that they're in now?
Probably not.
I mean, would Taiwan be watching their backside because what may happen with China? So,
Right.
So I'm just saying, if women were in charge of more things, would things be different? And again, I'm not just talking about wars. I'm just talking about everything that a man is in charge of. So I'm going to move. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shelby.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I was just going to move over to Crazy Lady. But if you want to say something else, then
No. Go ahead.
Okay, I will come back. Crazy Lady, welcome.
Hey, I know English history. Actually, if you look back on history, um, Queen Elizabeth I, okay, she was handed a pretty much bankrupt empire. And the only time that she actually went to war, and we're talking about like where we involve troops and we climb on our little horses and, with our, and go to war, was twice. And both times was in defense of England. But when she passed away, she handed over a very wealthy kingdom to the Stuart.
So is that because she colonized other places?
Well, yeah, that, and she was smart about, her rule. And her sister, Queen Mary, England wasn't actually at war with anybody else. Well, Scotland, they don't count on the same thing. That's just border skirmishes. But yeah, if you look back, most other than Queen Isabella, yeah, but that was because she was like on that god kick against the Moors. But most queens that rule as queens, of actually like spending money and going to war, very few do that.
So would you agree then, Crazy Lady, that the world would be in a better place if women were in charge? Not saying that all women are great, whatever, because they aren't.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally.
So if we were to wake up tomorrow and every leader in every country were a woman, do you think that those women would be able, whomever they were, would be able to negotiate or whatever with each other to just make the world a better place?
I'd have to, yeah. I think that I would say that is a better chance than it being all men.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. And
why not give us a chance?
okay. And that's my point, that when, when men would, back in the 1800s would say, oh, women don't need to vote. We know what's best for them, but it's like, do you really? Because again, look at where we are. So you can say that women are feminists and they should stay home and they should have babies and they should do this and do that. But what are you all doing? Maybe you guys should be the ones that stay home and we go out and do everything. And what OJ said earlier about, men do the heavy lifting, whatever. Oh, okay. So I call you over to come lift this, whatever, and and we can, women can still do things. It may take us a little longer, but we can still do it. But, being able to lift something and doing the heavy labor jobs does not make you a better ruler, a better leader, a better whatever.
We can play like we're men and tell the men, not just get yourself back out there in that field and go back to work.
But I'm just saying that, and women have proved it, not just here in the US, but in other places too. When men went to war, women went into these factories and they were making cars and they were doing all this other stuff. Then when the men came home, they were like, okay, leave, whatever. But they proved themselves. They proved that, a lot of times they were better than what the men were. So I don't know, guys. Well, yeah, I do, but okay. Double C says, personally, the whole world needs a reset. I'm sorry to say, because there's bad men and women. Yes, there are. I just think that many bad women go more unnoticed. Chrissy, I think yes and no to that. Yes and no. I'm going to say yes and no, because I do believe that there are some bad women who get a lot of notice because they bring it on themselves. But I can go both ways on that. And OJ says South Korea's former leader was sent behind bars due to corruption, yet she had put up a brave front against the counterpart, North Korea. Okay. C, and Chrissy says, now are more men violent than me? Yes. Majority of men only think about two things, no offense, sex or fighting. Women are more of a thinker about a variety of things, like rationally solving issues by talking calmly. Mind you, though not all women, but some. I agree with that, Chrissy. More men are violent than women, not me. All right, so an official welcome to Power Girl and Chrissy. Welcome. So, Shelby, what about what Chrissy just said? What about what OJ says? I mean, do you agree? Disagree? You want to push back or?
No, I guess I'm good.
Okay, so what about what Crazy Lady says? What we were talking about. I mean, do you think that the exchange that we just had? I mean, do you think that if women were leaders all over the world, would it be better? Would the world be better?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then what Chrissy says, when she says women are more thinkers and rationally solving issues, do you agree with that?
Yes, because women can get together. a lot of the times, and they can come up with a solution together.
Okay. All right. Do you
Sorry,
think?
I was telling my husband bye. I'm sorry,
Oh,
y'all.
no. That's fine. So, do you think that then, and OJ again, and I know Woody's here too. I think y'all are the only two men here. Oh, Daddy Hoff just popped in. All right, Daddy Hoff just popped in because y'all were the only men so far. Do you think men would admit that, Shelby? And I'm putting you on the spot. I know I'm putting you on the spot. Do you think men would admit that women would be better leaders and the world would be a better place if women were in charge?
I think, yeah, if women were in charge, we could get a lot more done.
Okay. And Chrissy says, I think if we were just women on the planet, we go crazy. Yeah, we probably would. OJ says, no way. It'll be a bowl of noodles. No offense meant to all the ladies.
Oh, no.
OJ, dude. Chrissy says, men have bigger brains than women. What? But women are more of their brain than men. Go figure. Okay. Okay, Chrissy, are you saying that when you say men may have bigger brains, are you saying because physically their head is bigger, so they may have bigger brains, or do you mean they're bigger brains that they can think better? Yeah, you have to explain that one to me. So, men may have bigger brains than women, but women use more of their brains. I do believe women use more of their brains than men.
I think that's what she's trying to say too.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'm like, because if you just look at and you all can tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm right. Just simple stuff. Just simple stuff. I mean, my husband will tell me we don't have any of this. I'm like, yes, we do. And I'll say it's in the pantry or look in that cabinet or whatever. He'll open the door. I don't see it. If it doesn't jump out, then we don't have it or can't find it, whatever. It's like, well, if you just move that over, it's right there. And I think that women, I'm just going to speak for myself, but I know I'm speaking for a lot of women out there that sometimes when you're talking to men, it's like, it's like you have to take that breath and expel it and just kind of count to 10 and then answer, because it's like, seriously. So I don't know. Chrissy says, Salad, I read that somewhere. No, it said scientifically online somewhere that men have bigger brains than a woman. I'm going to have to look that up. But women use more areas in their brain than men. I do believe that. Right in front of them. Thank you, crazy lady. Talking to a 2-year-old, crazy lady says, OJ says, all said and done, women folk do have sixth sense. Their thinking process is slightly different. And Chrissy says, Solid, me and my mom always say when a woman gets married, she's just adopting a larger man child. Hey, Mama Bear, welcome. Okay, crazy lady, go ahead.
I fully agree. I said, not actual how old your husband is in like human years, but Ross is too. Actually, he's worse than 2-year-old because I can at least talk a 2-year-old and picking up something up after himself.
So, okay.
And they make a bigger mess.
Well, I mean, okay, I want some of the men to answer this. Okay. Do you agree with what me and crazy lady said? That men tend to be, y'all tend to be babies. I mean, you all tend to be.
Mine does.
Okay, Joey. Okay. So, I mean, men can be work. So do you guys agree with that? The men that are here? Okay. Oh, OJ says, no way. Okay. And Crazy Lee says, I am not joking. Okay. OJ, seriously, come on now. Come on. You're gonna have to convince me otherwise. Woody says, men can be worked, so can women. Yes, women can, absolutely, Woody. And there are some women who are so high maintenance. You look at them like, are you kidding me? But
My daughter's one of them.
but I think men are high maintenance on another level. I think men, and women too, but Woody, I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna put it out there. I think men tend to be more emotionally needy than women. I think that men will say women are so emotional, they decide things with their emotions, they do this, they do that. But when they're at home, or if they get their feelings hurt or something like that, they're more emotionally needy than a woman. Now, do you all agree with that? Shelby, yes, no?
Yes.
And Woody says, you're not wrong. Some men are big babies. Mama Bear says, men, when they are sick, they are worse than, yes, that's true.
Yes.
Chrissy says, they get a paper cut and they're dying. Yeah, trying to have a watermelon baby out of a small hole. Oh, boy. And see, okay, OJ, are you going to admit it now? Come on, come on. Mama Bear's laughing. Thank you, Chrissy. Even being pregnant, I am the worst when I am sick. I mean, that's real work. I mean, seriously, guys, because again, women can be high maintenance. I mean, I have some friends that I can only be around for a certain amount of time. I have to get up and leave because I am not a high maintenance person. I never have been. High maintenance women, especially, get on my nerve. But emotionally needy men, oh my God, it drives me crazy. So you look at this and you're putting them as leaders of the world, and it's like, this is why we're in some of the situations that we're in, because they act like big babies. Yes, I went to that conference, and that G20 conference or whatever, and so, they only nodded. They didn't speak to me. I'm upset. We're going to go to war. Seriously, can you imagine some of the conversations that go on? Can you imagine that I was there and he didn't do this, and and he sent his assistant to call me. He didn't call me himself, or I'm going to go to war. So, whereas women's like, oh, that so and so, she didn't say anything to me, whatever, and they just, they may talk about him, but I don't think they're gonna want to go out and start something.
I don't know now. I've seen some things on Facebook.
Well, yeah.
Even some friends of mine. Well, if you don't see me in public, or supposedly don't see me in public, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, oh, come on.
Okay. I do have a question for you. Let me read some of the comments real quick. Me either, Mama Bear says. My brother's married to a high maintenance woman. Chrissy says, solid. My mama taught me to be independent. I have to make myself happy. I don't need a man for that. I agree with you there. I'm just going to say I agree with you there. And OJ's laughing. Mama Bear says, when we are sick, we still have to take care of our kids. They don't. Hello, Mama Bear. Yes. See, Chrissy says, now my opinion, answer to your question, I believe the violence would go down, but it would not be better though. I kind of disagree with you there, Chrissy. Okay, so my question has to do, and Shelby, you just made me think of this. Why are there, that we know of, no groomzillas, but there are bridezillas. Anybody? And Chrissy says, I meant there would still be violence. Okay. Welcome, Dose. Welcome. So, Shelby or Crazy Lady, since you guys are up here, why do we seem to have bridezillas, but as far as we know, you don't see too many groomzillas?
Because it's the
Because
bride's day.
yeah, men have not spent their entire childhood, planning for their wedding. Us girls, we've done that.
Right.
Fairy
We've
tale wedding.
dreamt.
Yeah, to that moment.
Right.
But is that okay? So, are you saying that grooms don't get stressed? You don't think maybe they could be getting stressed out by their soon to be wife, or maybe their side of the family, their mother may be stressing them out? I mean, you don't think men get stressed out?
Oh, I'm sure they do. But usually it's caused by the bridezilla stressing them out.
I agree.
So, would it be best then if men plan the wedding and not women?
Now, I've seen that happen.
Okay, and would things go smoother if men plan the wedding as opposed to women?
It would go smoother if they had a wedding planner, because that's exactly what a man would do.
But women have wedding
That is
planners.
true. That is true.
Okay, but women, we choose. I didn't have one, but women have wedding planners. So, what about that?
I think that in that case, I wouldn't say that necessarily. I was going to say in that case, most of the time the mother's not present, or it's too far away, or, something in that case. But I still think that, like in my situation, my daughter's going to get married in the next year or so. She has started to plan, but she hasn't, she hadn't went full force into planning yet.
Okay.
She is going to be, I can done tell, because she's high maintenance now. She's going to be a bridezilla. But she's planning her day all on her own. She's not letting me have anything to do with it. She's not letting his side of the family have anything to do with it. It's between her and him, and that's it. They're doing it together. So I can just imagine this poor guy on that day. But I mean, I just think that I'm sure men get stressed, and I know this poor boy is going to get stressed, on that day, but, and I'm not saying that all men do get, wedding planners. I'm just saying some men that get stressed or are going to get stressed have wedding planners.
Okay. All right. Crazy Lady?
My daughter, she planned her wedding, and her and her husband did. And she's a Scorpio, a red-headed Scorpio, so she's a big planner anyway, so me, not so much.
Okay. Now, Chrissy says, I think there's groomzillas too, but they're not as entertaining. Mama Bear says they do get stressed. I wasn't one. Chrissy says people would rather watch bridezillas go crazy. Mama Bear says my wedding went real smooth, or smooth for real. I didn't have one either. Chrissy says when you get married, I think both the bride and the groom should plan together. I tried with my ex-husband, but he's old-fashioned. Many people believe only the girls and mothers should plan it together. See. Okay, we did it together. Mama Bear says. OJ says men's wedding planners. We always look at the bigger picture. However, women planners take note of minute details. Okay, and PPGGATW, thank you for liking the show and welcome. Okay, so do you think then, getting away from the wars and all that other stuff, going into the more social aspects of things, when children are raised, and I've had this conversation a couple of times with people, would your family turn out differently or have turned out differently if dad was the one who pretty much did everything? Because right now, unless a father is raising their child by themselves, I truly 100% believe that women are the ones that raise children. I think that children rely on their mothers more. I think moms are the ones that are doing double duty, raising kids and taking care of a house, which is hard. If men were to switch roles and they were to do it, do you think your family would have turned out differently? So, Shelby, I'll start with you.
I'm just gonna be quite honest here. I was never both my parents worked. I was never really taught how to be a mother. So my husband actually done the mother thing with our kids. So my children, I'm not going to say my children don't love me. They prefer to be with their dad more than they prefer to be with me.
But
I'm
Shelby,
not saying that's a bad thing, and my feelings aren't hurt in that sense. We're closer now than we were when they were little.
but Shelby, it's interesting when you said that. Teach you how to be a mother, because I don't think my mother taught me how to be a mother. I mean, it's not like you go to mothering classes and this is what you do and this is what
Oh,
you do.
I know what you meant. I know
So
what you.
yeah.
I'm
So
just saying I didn't have the mother instinct.
okay. All right.
It's not like I didn't bond with them. It's just that I didn't have the know-how.
Okay. So
I knew
then
how to change a diaper. I knew how to bathe them. But as far as like making decisions or things like that, and the reasoning why is mental health issues.
But do you think that society puts too much pressure on women to automatically assume that, well, this baby's born, so you should automatically know how to do this, you should automatically know how to do that, which is not always the case?
I think sometimes it's a stereotype.
Which to me is society. So if men were the ones that were expected to do all the things that men are doing, that women are expected to do in the home, would your family or okay, you've already said about your family, but do you think that other families would be different? Do you think that the girl you grew up with across the street or whatever, that families would just be different? Hey, Shaw lady, welcome, and welcome, Na Lawson. I can't pronounce the middle name.
It could be.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it probably would have been.
Okay.
Now, my sister's family, yes, I would have to say yes, because my sister's was different. So, she had that gift. I didn't.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Hers was a lot different than ours.
Okay. And Chrissy says probably because guys just do whatever, quick to get it done with, while women, like OJ said, dissect the problem or take their time with something that needs to be done. Let's see. Okay, so We have a troll in here. Hold on 1 second, guys. One moment, guys. Hold on. Give me a moment. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So, crazy lady. So, what do you think?
I was raised in an all male household, so I think if I do think that my life would have been totally different if my mom had been involved. Yes, all capital letters. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, you think more positive, or you think you just would have just been a different experience? Period.
Different experience, period. And I would be more feminine than what I am now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. See, OJ says that's the natural instinct amongst children. They are more aligned to their mothers, but when it comes to pranks, the father is always their best choice. Okay. Chrissy says, OJ, we have a bond that men don't have. We carry the baby and grow him or her for 9 months. Yeah, that person. Okay. Okay. I'm not worried about her or him. I'll take care of it later. Okay, so overall, going back to my original question at the start of the show, we talked about wars, we talked about violence, we talked about being in the home or whatever. Do you think men are better equipped to run the world?
I think they're more knowledgeable.
Really?
Yeah, not to say that women are not knowledgeable. I mean, women can be more culturalized just as men can. But they're more. I don't want to say business savvy because there's just as many women out there that are business savvy.
The only reason why I said really to you, Shelby, is again the state of the world today, the state of the world 10 years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, hasn't gotten any better.
No,
So in terms of them being more knowledgeable, that's what I'm saying. Knowledgeable as in what? Knowledgeable as in how to screw things up more and how to be
well, yeah,
go to war and how to. I mean, I'm just saying. So when you say knowledgeable, I'm like I'm disagreeing with you here.
Manipulative.
They do that too. So yeah.
They're more manipulated.
Okay. Okay. And Chrissy says, nope, it's family now. Mama Bear says, never had a woman in the world to see, run the world to see. Someone tell me to walk away from the clearance aisle. Though Chrissy says, I think to neutralize things, more women need to be in office with men. Most times it's just men. I agree. Chrissy says, girl is on sale. I'll join Crazy Lady. Okay, so Crazy Lady.
Yeah.
So what do you think? I mean, what Shelby said in terms of, and I want to know if Shelby's going to walk back her answer, but do you think men are better? I mean, do you think that they pretty much over time, since the beginning of time, have done a good job?
No. There's been few men leaders that actually did a good job and didn't mess up the entire, what they were handed to begin with.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay. So do you think it's a fair argument, like what OJ said at the beginning of the show about men, they do the heavy lifting, they go to wars, they're on the front line. I mean, I don't think women can also be on the front line. I mean, women can do a lot of things that men can. Although they can do, there are things that they can't do, but there are things that men can't do either. So, Shy Lady, welcome.
Oh my God, all the Halloween stuff is like 75% off, right?
Hey, Shy Lady.
Hey, I'm sorry, walking out the gym. Interesting topic. I just want to say that it's like pros and cons on both sides because I've had women bosses, I've had men bosses. And I think the main difference for me between the two is that sometimes women, at least in my experience as far as managers, sometimes they can be a little bit overly sensitive about things. And then men, on the other hand, sometimes can lack compassion. They they seem to be more, I want to say, either black or white, not gray or whatever. They're more black. They're either black or white in terms of their thinking. And like I said, in my experience, they don't get as sensitive. I don't want to say sensitive, but they don't get as picky as women about things. Sometimes women to me are a little overcritical, whereas the men that I have worked with, they haven't been as critical.
Okay, Shy Lady, do you think that, are you saying that some women are overcritical towards other women or just overcritical, period?
Both.
Okay, do you
Both.
think that that's more of them always having to prove something?
Um, I think it might be for some women, they do feel like they have something to prove. They feel that they are just as good as men. There's nothing wrong with thinking like that, but sometimes I think some of them go out of their way to prove points.
And
They
this is where I'm saying, but do you think that that's more of a societal thing, meaning that they almost have to do that?
kind of,
Because you may, okay,
kind of, sort of. It depends on the woman's background because I've been around people who were raised a certain way, like prima donnas, and they didn't respect the women in the workplace because they thought they were on this pedestal,
okay, you're
and
right.
they just weren't as sensitive to some other people, some other groups that they could have been. I've experienced that. So I think for those kind of people that I've worked with, they were like prima donnas. You really couldn't tell them much. They thought they knew everything. Even if it came to men or other groups, they just thought they knew it all.
Okay, all right. Very, very good points. Okay. Uh, Chrissy says, if Putin and Kim Jong were females, I wonder what it would be like or what would happen. And Chrissy, we touched on that a little bit before you popped in because I was just I don't think that that those two countries would be in the situation that they're in. Um, I just don't. I just don't. I think that I mean, I even think that greedy women look at greed differently than men. I just do. Uh, yes, best time to shop is after the holidays. Let's see. Chrissy says, the shy lady, it all depends on the woman, I suppose. This is true. And OG says, Chrissy, that's something to ponder upon. And Chrissy says, the man, it depends on how one thinks, so to speak. So, yeah. So, guys, so this was an interesting conversation. So, me personally, I think that women would do a better job. Not all women are equipped to be leaders of the world or whatever, or you know. But I think that I think considering where we are now in terms of how the world had just been since the beginning of time, a lot of the destruction was made by a man. So, on that note, Shy Lady, do you have any last words?
Yeah, I want to say I agree with you. I think overall, women than men are. But I do want to say that
Okay,
I remember.
can you repeat that because that got lost?
I said I think that women overall would probably do a better job than men because I think that women are a little bit more thoughtful than men are. But um, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So that I think that's my point of view. Some women are different, but I do recall I used to watch the Ellen show, every so often. I wasn't like a person that watched it every day or whatever, but I was kind of surprised when she decided to end her show, how much negativity she had received in like her last year. Lots of people, her employees, said a lot of things that were very negative about the way she ran the company. Even the person she was formerly, I don't think they were married, but they were had a relationship. The actress, the one that just had that car accident that died.
And Hayes.
And she said some things about her about money hungry, how greedy she was. She only cared about fame and fortune. And I was really kind of surprised because you would see people on TV and you would think they're one way. She seemed bubbly and all that. But I was kind of surprised that the majority of the people that worked for her on a level they said some very negative things about her. So women sometimes can be like that. They can lack understanding and they can lack compassion for other people. But I think overall, women, I think, are more thoughtful than men are.
Well, I will say this about Ellen. I did watch her show every so often, and I just find that when people come out like that, like, why are you coming out now? You had 12 seasons, 12 years ever since she made it big to come out, and all of a sudden, all these people are saying these negative things about you. So I tend to kind of take pause to say, is it true? Is it not true? Whatever. Why are you coming out now? So,
Well, I want to say this though, as far as Anne Hesh, I read that she had said something about her years ago about being money hungry. It wasn't just like recently. She had made those comments about her several years ago from what I read in the article.
okay.
So
Okay. All right, crazy lady, you have any last words?
No, that I do think that women, if given the chance, would be more better rulers than men. I'm not just saying that because I'm a girl, but seriously.
Okay. All right. Shelby.
I don't have anything to say. This was a very good show. It was a very eye-opener show. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I thank Shy Lady and Crazy Lady and Shelby for coming up. And let me read these comments and then we will take it out. Chrissy says, if you ever need a topic to discuss, I can help you with that one. Chrissy, I have lots of topics. I mean, hundreds of topics and I'm constantly adding. But if you would like to, if there's a particular topic you would want me to discuss, I have had topics for other people, other people have told me about, and I have done them. So send me an email at solidbluesister@gmail.com, and I would be more than happy to entertain your topic. And Thursdays are usually my fun shows. I on occasion let people host the show on Thursdays. So as long as we keep it clean. So then Shy Lady says, Chrissy says to Shy Lady, yes, we rationalize more than men. Men are like fight mood. I agree. And OJ says, Chrissy, I choose to disagree with you on this. And Chrissy says to Shy Lady, more like, hey, let's measure our privates and see who's bigger. They don't want to show weakness and so on. Women don't think like that. Your boobs are bigger than mine. I don't care. And to OJ, I mean the politicians and presidents and so on, maybe not all men. And Shelby says that was because their breakup was on bad terms. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. And OJ says, all right. So everyone, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. And just to let you know, my Thursday show, I have a new show that I am doing on YouTube. They are pre-recorded shows. I've done 2 episodes so far. It is called I Am My Own Story. And the show that I just posted early this morning is on YouTube. Again, it is I Am My Only Story. It is with a very, very good DJ on YouTube. Her name is DJ Karma Camille, and she will actually be doing the show on Thursday. Thursday is going to be a completely all music show. So she has kindly said that she would do the show. If I cannot get it to stream on to YouTube where you can actually see her, because I'm telling you, y'all, on TikTok, she is dope. She is really, really good. She is mostly R&B. Check out the interview. But she will, if I can't get it to stream onto all the other platforms, it will just be on Podbean. Then I'll just upload it to the other ones. But yeah, so that is what's going to happen on Thursday. So it's going to be a good show. And again, her name is DJ Karma Camille. You can catch her on TikTok. She is really, 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 really good. And check out the interview. I must say, I think it was a good interview. And I'm really happy with that show. And of course, I'm still doing this show, and Friendly Differences will be back in January. So look forward to that too, guys. But everyone, thank you so much for coming. I do appreciate it. Once again, Shelby, Only Crazy Lady, and Shy Lady, thank you. Power Girl, OJ, Ninja, Woody, or Blunt Ninja, I'm sorry, Minnesota, Frankie, Shorty, welcome. And I did like your show the other night, so see, and Shaheen, welcome and thank you. Oh boy, and everyone else who is here. So on that note, guys, I'm going to take you out on, let's see, what are we going to do today? I'll take you all out with Soul Story. I don't think you guys heard this one. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye. Wait. Hold on. I'm going to change that. I want to take you out with win-win. All right.
I'm blaming you, Solid, for you setting all about my name, Clarence Lyle.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm blaming you. I'm saying, well, it was Solid Blue's sister's fault. I wasn't paying attention to what I was buying.
That's fine. The music is over anyway. Everyone, oh, and make sure you check out, because I've been watching and you guys did check out more of the show that we did on Friendly Differences with the Only Crazy Lady and her tarot reading. Check that out too on Friendly Differences. On that note, guys, I hope you guys have an enjoyable day and or evening, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.